for a lot of patients who don't have cash are being turned away. But this is not the only pain that Kenyans are experiencing. Doctors have been striking more than 2 weeks now due to the government's failure to post thousands of medical interns, and this has paralyzed medical care across the country as doctors from many counties have joined the strike. And it's the wrong time to have a patient in a public hospital, and families nursing sick relatives will have much more to worry about this season if they're dependent on the public health system. And the other issue that's going to make Kenyans not enjoy their Easter holidays is that the extravagance by the officials and lavish spending on domestic and foreign trips by state officials is in contrast to the suffering being faced by millions of Kenyans. And according to the Controller of Budget, government officials spent 11.38 billion Kenyan shillings on trips in the 6 months to December 2023, and this is an increase of 40.1% from the 8.11 billion that they spent on the same in the 6 months to December 2022, underlining the burden that such expenditures have on taxpayers. And the government is, however, seeking to reduce excesses by state officials. And last week, the head of public service, Felix Koskei, banned public officials such as from buying promotional items such as t-shirts, power banks, and calendars using taxpayers' money. I quote unquote what he said: suspend and immediately cease the procurement, printing, and production of corporate wear, including but not limited to t-shirts, shirts, tracksuits, and any other branded clothing items. That is what Mr. Koskei yesterday said last week. And the other issue is that the investors are running away from our country, and millions of investors who have put their money in the various stocks listed in the Nairobi Security Exchange recorded a 27.5% fall in paper wealth last year. And the year was a particularly tough one for investors as rising global interest rates led to investor flight, leading to a fall in the price of stocks in many counters. And according to market data, the NSE closed the last trading day of the year with a valuation of 1.439 trillion from 1.986 trillion at the end of 2022. And this means investors lost 547 billion paper wealth in 2023. And for some investors, they cannot sell their shares because trading in those stocks was suspended. And one such investor is Dunstan Mugambi, the secretary of Mumia's Shareholders Forum. He invested in the shares of Mumia's Sugar Company, which was at the time Kenya's leading sugar miller. And the Capital Markets Authority, that's the CMA, suspended the trading of Mumia's shares in 2019 after the miller was placed under administration, and CMA has since been suspended trading of shares of national carrier Kenya Airways, that's the KQ. Okay, maybe you can tell us, how do you feel about this Easter holiday? In Easter venye nafaa kwa Easter ama it's not Eastering because of the above highlighted issues? Maybe you can tell us what issue you feel is pressing you a lot, and we're going to read out your comments. And the other issue making headlines on our Kenya newspaper is the WRC rally that's commenced yesterday. And it's a battle of the fastest as Ruto flags of Safari rally, and fans were treated to high octane rally action at the Kasarani Super Special Stage in Nairobi yesterday as daredevil drivers thrilled the city. And President William Ruto earlier flagged off the 2024 WRC Safari rally at the Kenyatta International Convention Center. The story is written in depth on the 3rd, 34th, and 35th page of the Daily Nation newspaper. While on the Standard newspaper, President Ruto yesterday was accompanied by CS Ababu Namwamba to flag off the 2024 WRC Safari rally at the Kenyatta International Convention Center in Nairobi yesterday. And the rally will see top rally cars and drivers traverse the rough terrains of Naivasha starting today. And the story is written in depth on the 2nd, 31st, and 32nd page of the Standard newspaper. Just to look into a few headlines, And for starters, rally cars are purpose-built machines meticulously designed to tackle the rugged terrain and unpredictable weather conditions of competitive events. And according to Musa Locho, the chief scrutiner of WRC 2024, rally cars are divided into different classes and categories. And at the top of the list are Rally 1 cars, which are manufacturer-owned and not available for public purchase. And these cars boost high specifications and are constructed using specialized materials to ensure performance and safety. And the Easter weekend is here, and so is the Kenya League of the 2024 WRC, known as the Safari Rally in Naivasha, Nakuru County. For rally enthusiasts, they might be wondering why they can't hop into their cars and join the competition. Well, there's a difference between standard cars and rally cars goes beyond just appearance. That is what I had mentioned earlier. According to Musa Locho, the chief scrutiner for WRC, he said, gari yenye unatumia kwa barabara ifanani nenye mwenye anatumia kwa rally. It's not available for you to purchase. It's only owned by the manufacturers. And so usiende kujaribu na hiyo gari yako unataka kukimbia designer watu watakuwa kikimbia kwa hizo barabara. And despite their impressive speeds capabilities, rally cars are actually speed limited for safety reasons, ensuring that they don't exceed 190 kilometers per hour. And safety is paramount in rallying with stringent regulations set by the Federation International de Automobile, that's the FIA. And Locho explained that as a fan, when you see the rally cars, when they are on the stage and they are doing a jump of up to 4 or 5 meters in the air and it lands and they still rally without suspension, you must know that the car is very special and extremely expensive. And he said rally cars are not mass produced and their components are unique and expensive. For instance, one suspension for a wheel costs to close 1 million Kenyan shillings, and that one needs 4 and spares. That's around, if you need 4, that's around 4 million, and you need spare parts for the spare wheels for the same, that would cost you around 8 million. Wow. And for newcomers interested in rallying, he suggests starting with more affordable options like Rally 5 cars, which offer a good balance of performance and affordability, and these cars are perfect for learning the ropes before moving up to more powerful categories. For those who have a dream of joining in that competition, umepata that piece of advice from Musa Locho. For those and much more details in regards to the same, you can purchase yourself a copy of the Daily Nation newspaper and the Standard newspaper. We shift gears to matters politics, and Mudavadi decries wastage and wants state officials, and the story is highlighted on the first page of the Standard newspaper, written in depth on the 10th page of the same newspaper. And Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has decried failure by government employees to safeguard public resources, resulting in wastage in the public sector. And speaking during a second meeting of the National Development Implementation Committee, that's the NDIC that brings together all the principal secretaries, Mudavadi said duplications and overlaps in some ministries, departments and agencies, MDAs and state corporations are shocking. He said the government is incurring substantial expenses in repaying commitment fees for loans that have not been effectively utilized, and wants the state officials held responsible to curb the wastage of public resources. He said consolidation of state agencies aims at ending duplicity of function that is tantamount to wastage, and PSC calls for end of silo mentality, self-taps, lethargy, and inefficiency in management of public affairs. And into that issue as well, more details into that issue as well. The president had mentioned that those state farms or parastatals that have been making loss, yet the government keeps pumping more money into them, they might be closed down. And into regards to the same issue, the Treasury locks state farms asset in austerity push, And the National Treasury has banned revision of approved expenditure budgets by public corporations in a bid to curb wastage of taxpayers' funds. And the story is highlighted on the first page of the Daily Nation newspaper, written in depth on the fourth page of the same newspaper. And the National Treasury has banned the revision of approved expenditure budgets by state corporations in a push to curb wastage of taxpayers' funds. And Treasury Cabinet Secretary Njuguna Ndung'u said the government agencies have also been banned from spending any funds generated or received above the approved revenue budgets. And he said that the parastatals have been banned from funding operations or purchasing capital items for their own use or by ministry and state departments, and capital items are long-lived tangible assets such as buildings, machinery, and equipment used to produce consumer goods or services. And Prof. Njuguna said payment of club memberships or for parastatals officials has also been suspended effective of March 27th, 2024, while travel allowances would strictly be paid within the approved budgets. We had seen the rate at which you'd see even the governors or counties traveling extremely beyond the revenue they can collect for a whole year, for a whole financial year. And this is a great move. And 330 billion is the amount in Kenyan shillings. The Kenya Revenue Authority is projected to miss its tax collection target in the current financial year. And the Parliamentary Budget Office, that's the PBO, the office that advises lawmakers on the budget and economic affairs, projects that KRA is likely to miss the tax collection target for the current financial year by 330 billion, and it attributed the anticipated miss to tax collections under performance since July last year. And the missed target is set to further squeeze the ability of the government to fund key development projects, in turn hitting efforts to create jobs. And the revenue miss forecast by the PBO will be an equivalent of 13.2% of the targeted 2.49 trillion for the financial year 2024-2025, 2023-2024, sorry. And it's quite unfortunate that those government officials travel and spend more money and squander the taxpayers' money on traveling, rather than spending the money on other issues that would really benefit the common mwananchi. And another story, Matters Crime, is that Echesa, the former sports cabinet secretary Rashid Echesa, was yesterday arrested in the city, with his lawyer saying he was seized over claims of extortion and stage-managed abduction. And the story is highlighted on the first page of the Daily Nation newspaper, written in depth on the 14th page of the same newspaper. And former sports cabinet secretary Rashid Echesa was arrested yesterday and taken to Muthaiga police station and later on to the Directorate of Criminal Investigation DCI headquarters for questioning. And his lawyer, Mr. Danstan Omari, told the Nation that his client, who is also a current chairperson of the Kenya Water Towers Agency, was arrested over claims of extortion and stage-managed abduction, and he did not divulge more details regarding the matter. And the arrest comes barely a week after a man was charged before Kibera Court with the extorting 240 million Kenyan shillings from Kakamega Governor Fernandez Barasa. And Mr. William Simiyu Matere alias Elijah was presented before Kibera Senior Principal Magistrate and Mwangi, where he denied 2 accounts of conspiracy to commit a felony and demanding money with menaces. And the charge sheet stated that Mr. Matere, jointly with others not before court, conspired to commit felony, an offense they allegedly committed on diverse dates between December 2023 and March 18, 2024. And he was freed after depositing a bond of 2 million with a surety of the same amount. And Mr. Echesa is currently battling a 39 million fake arms deals before a Nairobi court and has twice failed to appear before the trial magistrate, allegedly because he has been unwell. And Mr. Echesa was charged alongside Mr. Daniel Otieno Omondi, known as Paul and Kennedy Oyombo and Crispin Odoro Pio, and the trial court acquitted Mr. Echesa on December 3rd, 2021 and others, but placed Mr. Opio on his defense after ruling that the prosecution had established a case against him, and the Director of Public Prosecutions appealed the acquittal, and High Court Judge Kanyi Kemondo overturned the decision and directed the accused persons to appear before the magistrate for defense hearing. And Justice Kemondo further said the prosecution had established a case against all accused persons on the charge of making a document without authority, and the trial court was informed that Mr. Echesa visited the office of then Deputy President William Ruto on February 13th, saying that he had an appointment with the DP. Wow. The other story in relation to matters crime, and Waiganjo is acquitted in police imposter case, and a court has acquitted Mr. Joshua Waiganjo, who had been charged with impersonation and illegal possession of police uniforms, and Waiganjo was cleared by a Naivasha court that ruled that the prosecution failed to prove their case and he had been out on bond. And Mr. Waiganjo faced 5 charges of impersonating police officers and one of possession of government stores. And Mr. Waiganjo, whose case hit news headlines 11 years ago, won the last battle after Chief Magistrate Nathan Luta acquitted him of all the charges. And at one time, during the trial, the Director of Public Prosecutions, the DPP, had applied to withdraw the cases under the Section 87A of the Penal Code, but Mr. Waiganjo opposed the application, and Section 87A provides that prosecutors can withdraw a case against an accused person and reopen or resume the prosecution later. And in rejecting the DPP's application, Mr. Waiganjo had demanded that the case proceed to allow him clear his name. And Mr. Waiganjo was in 2013 arraigned in a Naivasha court and charged with impersonating senior police officers, robbery with violence, and being in possession of police uniforms. And the case collapsed after some witnesses failed to appear in court while some of the evidence went missing. And in 2015, he was acquitted of some of the charges, but was jailed for 5 years for impersonating a police officer, 1 year for dressing in police uniform, and 6 months each for 3 charges of being in possession of government stores. And he appealed the ruling at the High Court, which ordered the retrial of the case. He again moved to the Court of Appeal in 2017, which dismissed the case, and the Court of Appeal noted that the order of retrial by the High Court was not proper and lacked legal basis. Wow. The other story making headlines on our Kenyan newspaper, maybe just a feature story on this one newspaper, that's the Standard. And drag queen with 9 lives finally gets nailed. And after being on the run for 14 years and managing beat the system, Scholar Namunyu was sentenced to 15 years and fined 1 million for running a drugs and gold ring. That's the story highlighted on the Standard newspaper, the first page, written in depth on the 3rd page of the same newspaper. And the other writes it as how handwriting finally landed drug dealer in jail after 14 years. She came to public attention after being arrested with heroin worth 21 million Kenyan shillings, and she was later acquitted of the charges and released, only to be found in other cases. And sometime 14 years ago, Scholar Imbiti Namunyu's name came to limelight after she was charged at the Kibera Law Courts with trafficking heroin worth 21 million, and Namunyu, now 50 years old, was charged as an alias Hilda Wangari Mwangi. The businesswoman appeared before Kibera Court charged with trafficking 21,492.6 grams of heroin which with an estimated market value of 21,492,600, and she faced a second account of refusing to permit police officers take her fingerprints for record, and her story slowly died as the country moved on to other things. And she was, however, acquitted, and this was the first time her name became public. And the second time, Scholar was arraigned in court in the year 2011 and 2012, this time over narcotics weighing 3.1 kilos and 645 grams. She again beat the long hand of the law. Excuse me. And And her third brush with the law was again documented in Malindi law courts, where she was charged alongside two Bulgarian nationals, Ivan Petrov and Milko Kostadinov, over claims of trafficking gold. And perhaps Scholar had the proverbial 9 lives with the law, as again she was a free woman until June 12th, 2019, when along Mombasa Road at the Baska booking office along Mombasa Road, she was nabbed after handing a parcel that turned out to be 20.3 grams of cocaine, valued at 180,120 shillings. And her case at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport Court took 4 years, and the Director of Public Prosecution called 8 witnesses to testify. At the Baska office, a woman showed up and handed Kevin Kaloki a parcel that was to be sent to one Noel Mbekure. It was to be received in Malindi, and the sender was indicated as Rose Asiko, had a veil on her head, and Kaloki did not bother to check what was in the envelope until the woman was brought back by persons who identified themselves as police, and it turned out that Asiko was Scholar. And meanwhile, the opposite the bus office near Bellevue, Sergeant Faisal and this called Mutua intercepted a sleek silver Mercedes-Benz KBN 675J. The driver was Scholar, and they remained with her until their colleagues and anti-narcotics unit, that's the NEU, arrived and went back to the bus office. And Faisal told JKI Magistrate Njeri Thuku that they had gotten a tip from an informant about Scholar's dealings, and in the meantime the officers conducted a search and found 6 mobile phones, and the parcel was retrieved. An analysis of the same indicated that it was 50% quality cocaine. What nailed Scholar at last was her handwriting. A specimen of her handwriting that and that on the parcel were concluded to be from the same person. And another witness was Chief Inspector Agnes Tune. She told the court that in the car they recovered 255,000 cash, 2 rolls of tape, and a delivery notebook. And the team went to Baska and thereafter to Herman Heights in Kinoo, where she lived. And in the house, Tune told the court they found 1 big scale and 3 small digital scales among other items. And in the meantime, police officers had carted away lotions when searching Scholar's house, and Tune returned them and asked her to acknowledge receipts. And Scholar said she's a freelance designer and a single mother of 3. And she said she was at industrial area to look for an engine, and Scholar then met with her brother Victor for lunch and intercepted by the police. She, however, admitted that on that day she was in a hijab. About the weigh scales, the court heard that they were used to measure gemstones trade, and Jerry said based on the handwriting, it was Scholar who presented the envelope that had the cocaine, and she was sentenced to 15 years in jail and a fine of 1 million. She will serve an additional year if she can't pay the fine. That's quite interesting. So we come to the end of the first segment of the Dawn Dialogue show. That's the press analysis. We're going to have a Did You Know segment. Then thereafter, joining me will be Peris Wangari, as mentioned earlier, the founder of Other for Others Foundation. And I'll also read your comments on our Facebook and our SMS line. So don't change the dial. Keep it Rajat. We'll be back after a very short commercial break.
Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha.
Kwa majina ni John Mragori, ninayokuletea program ya uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu, na programu yetu ya kujia mnamo siku ya kila Jumapili saa 1:30 katika runinga yetu ya Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha. Karibu sana, karibu pamoja, tushirikiane katika uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu. Karibuni na mbarikiwe sana. God bless you. God see you.
In a world where health matters the most, I bring you a show that delves into the heart of the real challenges in healthcare. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we confront illnesses with knowledge and compassion. Join me, Mary M. Muturi, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of the week from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. only on Faraja TV, as we shed light on different illnesses, featuring professional insights, personal stories, and the latest medical breakthroughs such as the endoscopy machine. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we are alive and aware of our health status, because being alive is more than just existing.
Yo, welcome guys to the biggest and most exciting show in the 254, where we bring you exciting topics, great music, your favorite artists, and good times.
Join us each and every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Faraja Mashup. It's your boy Big Man Kyuga.
And your boy Big Willie, aka the Big Kahuna.
Well, what is lifestyle? To me, lifestyle is the people, it's entertainment, it's food, it's beauty, it's fashion, it's music, and it's art. So how do you get to deal with these big topics that are affecting our society? Well, worry no more, because I, Sharon Gige, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m, I'll be bringing you amazing guests, and they'll be able to give us solutions on how to handle these big and disturbing topics at Faraja TV Kenya and all our social media platforms. Thank you.
Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha.
Welcome back to another segment of the Don't Dialogue show, and I felt there is need for me to enlighten you more details about sorry, excuse me, about the WRC. Maybe you're just maybe we are just excited about WRC. It's been here in Kenya for the past 3 years. That's 2021, 2022, 2023. 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. Now 4 years, not 3 years. So keep sending us your feedback on our SMS line, that is 0703 339 959, and across all our social media platforms at Faraja TV Kenya. Maybe you can tell us what are your thoughts about WRC. You can tell us on our SMS line, and you can send me your comment as well, or feedback on our social media platforms at Faraja TV Kenya or at Faraja TV Media and at Wangeshi Mukenda. I will be glad to read them out. Maybe you can tell me your thoughts about WRC. And WRC, that's the World Rally Championship, is an international rallying series by the Federation International de Automobile, that's the FIA. It began in the year 1973 and has since become one of the most prestigious and challenging motorsport competitions in the world. And the WRC features rally events held on various surfaces, including gravel, asphalt and snow in different countries around the globe, and each rally typically consists of timed stages through diverse terrains, with drivers and co-drivers navigating through forest, mountains and sometimes urban environments. Lakini hapa Kenya hatuna snow. And some iconic moments in the WRC history include the dominance of drivers like Sebastian Loeb and Tommy Mäkinen, and the intense rivalries between manufacturers such as Subaru, Mitsubishi, Ford and Citroën, and the technical evolution of rally cars over the years, from Group B monsters to current generation of highly sophisticated machines. You remember the way Musa said, gari za rally hazitengenezwi kama gari ya kawaida, and they are quite expensive and they are not put out for the public to purchase because ni very expensive to maintain as well as to manufacture. So gari zenye zinatumika pale za grade 1 ni za manufacturers peke yake. And the WRC has undergone various changes and adaptations over the years to enhance safety, competitiveness and global appeal, attracting millions of fans worldwide who are drawn to the thrilling action and skillful driving displayed by the competitors. And maybe you might be asking yourself, who are the key players of the WRC when it began? And when the WRC, that's the World Rally Championship, began in the year 1973, there were several key players who left a significant mark on that particular sport. And Jean-Claude Andret, a French rally driver who was one of the prominent figures in early years of the WRC, he won the inaugural rally Automobile de Monte Carlo in 1973, driving an Alpine Renault, that's Jean-Claude Andret, and Sandro Munari, an Italian rally driver who was highly successful in the early years of WRC, notably driving for Lancia, and he won the championship in 1977 and was known for his skill on various surfaces. And Hannu Mikkola, a Finnish rally driver who had a long and successful career in the WRC. He won the championship in 1983 driving for Audi, and he was known for the consistency and adaptability of different conditions. And there's the other one is Waldegard, another Finnish rally driver who was one of the pioneers of the sport, and he won the inaugural WRC championship in 1979 driving for Ford and showcasing his talent and versatility. And the other person is Markku Alén, a Finnish rally driver who was known for his aggressive driving style and spectacular performances, and he achieved numerous victories in the WRC during the 1970s and 1980s, driving for teams like Fiat and Lancia, and these drivers, among many others, helped establish the foundation of the WRC, contributed in its early success and popularity. So, tumeambiwa kama unataka kukua in this particular sport, you have to train very well, and these cars hata kama ni za mbio mbio, they have some speed limits. That's the speed limit of 190 kilometers per hour to ensure safety for you as a driver and as you as a competitor in that particular field. But tumeambiwa this is something you should be very careful about, because hizi gari zenye ziko kwa rally hazifanani na gari yako ya kawaida. So don't try that at home. Ati uende ujaribu kufanya gari iruke juu kidogo ama kitakuramba. So Paris Wangari, the founder of Other for Others Foundation, is here. So we're going to be creating cerebral palsy awareness. I've seen so many comments on TikTok, on our social media platforms of people speaking ill, or maybe anavunja moyo mama mwenye akona huyo mtoto akona CP, which is very wrong, because I understand that retrogressive mentality and you want to know about people with CP, it's very bad. You should know that CP is a manageable condition, and people should love and embrace these people in our society. Because abu imagine umetenga huyo mtu for a whole because of the child's condition. That person needs a mental and moral support and a friend to always talk to. And you as a friend, if you're that friend, don't go back behind their back alafu tena unataka unajifanya mzuri kwake alafu tena bad. Si hivyo ndio huko. You have other bad intentions, maybe to bring that woman down or that family down. And that's why Peris Wangari is here to sensitize each and every one of us about CP, know the different stages of CP and how she has overcome CP and has helped other women overcome CP and the CP stigma. So don't change the dial, keep it Faraja TV. We'll be back after a very short commercial break with our guest for the day, that's Peris Wangari.
Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha.
Kwa majina ni John Mragori, ninaokuletea program ya uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu, na programu yetu ya kujia mnamo siku ya kila Jumapili saa 1:30 katika runinga yetu ya Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha. Karibu sana, karibu pamoja tushirikiane katika uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu. Karibuni na mbarikiwe sana. God bless you. God see you through.
In a world where health matters the most, I bring you a show that delves into the heart of the real challenges in healthcare. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we confront illnesses with knowledge and compassion. Join me, Mary M. Muturi, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of the week from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. only on Faraja TV as we shed light on different illnesses, featuring professional insights, personal stories, and the latest medical breakthroughs such as the endoscopy machine. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we are alive and aware of our health status, because being alive is more than just existing.
Yo, welcome guys to the biggest and most exciting show in the 254, where we bring you exciting topics, great music, your favorite artists, and good times.
Join us each and every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Faraja Mashup. It's your boy Big Man Kyuga.
And your boy Big Willie, aka the Big Kahuna.
Wow, what is lifestyle? To me, lifestyle is the people, it's entertainment, it's food, it's beauty, it's fashion, it's music, and it's art. So how do you get to deal with these big topics that are affecting our society? Well, worry no more, because I, Sharon Gige, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m, I'll be bringing you amazing guests, and they'll be able to give us solutions on how to handle these big and disturbing topics at Faraja TV Kenya and all our social media platforms. Thank you.
Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha.
Kwa majina ni John Mragori, ninaokuletea program ya uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu, na programu yetu ya kujia mnamo siku ya kila Jumapili saa 1:30 katika runinga yetu ya Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha. Karibu sana, karibu pamoja tushirikiane katika uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu. Karibuni na mbarikiwe sana. God bless you. God see you through.
In a world where health matters the most, I bring you a show that delves into the heart of the real challenges in healthcare. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we confront illnesses with knowledge and compassion. Join me, Mary M. Muturi, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of the week from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. only on Faraja TV as we shed light on different illnesses, featuring professional insights, personal stories, and the latest medical breakthroughs such as the endoscopy machine. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we are alive and aware of our health status, because being alive is more than just existing.
Yo, welcome guys to the biggest and most exciting show in the 254, where we bring you exciting topics, great music, your favorite artists, and good times.
Join us each and every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Faraja Mashup. It's your boy Big Man Kyuga.
And your boy Big Willie, aka the Big Kahuna.
Wow, what is lifestyle? To me, lifestyle is the people, it's entertainment, it's food, it's beauty, it's fashion, it's music, and it's art. So how do you get to deal with these big topics that are affecting our society? Well, worry no more, because I, Sharon Gige, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m, I'll be bringing you amazing guests, and they'll be able to give us solutions on how to handle these big and disturbing topics at Faraja TV Kenya and all our social media platforms. Thank you.
Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha.
Kwa majina ni John Mragori, ninaokuletea program ya uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu, na programu yetu ya kujia mnamo siku ya kila Jumapili saa 1:30 katika runinga yetu ya Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha. Karibu sana, karibu pamoja, tushirikiane katika uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu. Karibuni na mbarikiwe sana. God bless you. God see you through.
In a world where health matters the most, I bring you a show that delves into the heart of the real challenges in healthcare. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we confront illnesses with knowledge and compassion. Join me, Mary M. Muturi, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of the week from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. only on Faraja TV as we shed light on different illnesses, featuring professional insights, personal stories, and the latest medical breakthroughs such as the endoscopy machine. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we are alive and aware of our health status, because being alive is more than just existing.
Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha.
Welcome back to another segment of the Dawn Dialogue Show, and as promised earlier, I told you Peri Songari will be joining me here, and she's the founder of Other for Others Foundation, and she's going to be creating cerebral palsy awareness. Let's get to understand what cerebral palsy is, and we are going to tell you, she's going to tell us how we are going to make sure that we end the stigma of cerebral palsy. So you can send us your questions, feedback on our SMS line, that is 0703 339 959, and across all our social media platforms at Faraja TV Kenya, at Wangeshi Mukoi. And Paris, karibu sana to the show.
Thank you.
Say hi to my viewer.
Hello everyone. As you've heard, my name is Paris Wangare, and I'm a cerebral palsy advocate. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming. And maybe you can tell us who Paris is and what's your inspiration for coming up with Other for Others Foundation.
Okay, Paris is just like anyone else. I'm just a woman, a girl, and a mom to a late cerebral palsy hero. That is Arthur, and that is where Other for Others came in. That is how it started. It was inspired by him. And we started the initiative even when he was alive. So after he was gone, I saw why not continue with what we started together. Yeah,
that's a great source of inspiration.
Thank you.
And you maybe can tell us, there's this monster called stigma. I read in a particular group. It's actually in your group that the Other for Others Foundation group.
Yes.
A woman was really telling another woman that unashinda umelilia huyu mzee na mtoto wako hako sawa, go get a life. It was something like that. Maybe how have you been able to deal with stigma in trying to end the stigmatization of parents with kids with the condition of cerebral palsy?
First of all, I will say it's not easy. Stigma, as long as uko kwenye utapatana na stigma. That is given. So it's upon you. You are the one to gauge how you react from anyone else's opinions. And for so long as you love your child and you don't see the disability in them, just make sure love tu ndio inakuongoza. Juu utasikia mengi huku nje. And watu wataongea, they will talk, na hata watakwambia to your face. But you cannot control what people say. But you can control how you react. Yes.
So maybe briefly you can share about a personal connection to cerebral palsy and how it motivated you to take action.
Yeah, so as I've said, I had a son with CP. And cerebral palsy is basically a condition. It's not a disease. I like to clarify that because most people confuse. It's not a disease because it can never be cured. It's lifelong, lifetime. Yeah, so you only manage it with medication and therapy and diet. That is the only thing you can do with cerebral palsy. So it started at birth, but at first we never knew. Yeah, so after Arthur was born, he was admitted at the NBU and stayed there for about 2 weeks and 1 week in the ward. And hapo hatukujua. You don't know. In cerebral palsy, you cannot tell even when you are pregnant. You cannot tell that your kid has cerebral palsy in pregnancy. Even at birth, you cannot know. You know as they grow. Yeah, wakati itafika pale, they are not reaching their milestones. In fact, milestones ndio they can really tell you this child is not okay, ama there's something wrong. So when your child does not meet their milestones, like the first one I think is to smile. Yeah, they smile, maybe hold their head, roll over, yeah, vitu kama hizo, and maybe sit, yeah, and crawl. So if your child does not meet all those, yeah, so you know there's a problem. So that is how we know. That is how even doctors diagnose cerebral palsy. Yeah.
And what are your primary goals and objectives of your foundation in raising awareness about cerebral palsy?
Naweza taka kuhubiri injili sana. Kwa sababu I've come to realize so many people do not know what CP is. They really not even know, they cannot even pronounce the word cerebral palsy. So it's a challenge because it's a monster and it is here with us. Haiendi mahali. So we must create awareness, and every parent out there mwenye akona mtoto akona CP, not to fear, asiogope kutoka nje. Aongee na aseme mtoto wake akona hii condition and this is how it affects the child and all that. Let the society know. Because wengine wana stigmatize out of ignorance and out of hawajui, they don't know. So wanaona tu ni mtoto mlemavu and they don't know how it came to be. And anyone can be a candidate wa kukua a parent with a child with cerebral palsy. Yeah, so si ati sisi kuna kitu yenye tulifanya ndio tukapata watoto wako na CP. No, anyone can be a candidate. And so what I love to say, just show love out here. Yeah, show love and compassion and care for each other. Even tuliambiwa hata kwa Biblia, be your brother's keeper.
Yeah.
So if at all you are stigmatizing people, talking ill of them and all that, then you are not a good keeper. Yeah.
And how do you envision your foundation making changing lives of the people with CP or caregivers with children with CP and those people without CP? You know, it is involving everybody in the society.
Everybody. Yeah. So for others, I believe God brought it for a reason. Yeah, I like to say, I prayed for a child or for a son, but God saw it best to bless me with I call him an angel because that short period he was with us, that was a purpose. I bore purpose, and I didn't know. Mimi niliona tu ni mtoto, but he came with a purpose, and that's why he left, because ali accomplish Kenya alikuwa amekuja kufanya. So what I will really love, and what I'm planning with this foundation, I would really love to reach out to each and every person living with cerebral palsy first. Yeah, that is our main goal, CP kwanza. Then I would like them to be able to access medication, these anticonvulsants, because they are so expensive. Yeah. They are so expensive, and dieting and therapy. So I would love and like to have a facility where I offer free therapy to all kids living with cerebral palsy, and in that facility they can access medication, the anticonvulsants, and monthly checkups, yeah, with the doctors, professions, yeah. That is my main goal. And to help their parents or caregivers, I would love to support them economically. Yeah. So unajua ukienda upelekee mtu diapers leo, kesho hutakuwa mpatie. So I would love to support them, hata kama ni kitu kidogo, hata kama ni hapo nje kwake, anaweza kuwa anauza kibanda. So long as your child has a wheelchair, utamkalisha hapo, and you'll be able to work with them. Yeah, utakaa hapo tu ukimwangalia, and you sell what you are selling, and you make a living. At the end of the day, you're able to cater for the child's needs. Atakula vizuri, atapata diaper, na ataenda therapy. And so that is all. I think economic empowerment, yeah, and access to therapy and medication, and also support other people living with disabilities, because it's not only cerebral palsy.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, there are so many people out here, even watu wazima, when you are struggle and all that. And napenda sana hata nikitembea kwa street, seeing a person with disability na anajikakamua, anafanya kitu. Utapata mse maybe anauza sweetie, kuna mwingine maybe akona ile kitu ya kupima kilo. Yani they push themselves. I would also like to support such people. Yeah.
Okay, you know, you've mentioned the issue of medication, dieting, supporting them in terms of coming up with their businesses to boost them financially. Maybe you can tell us, what is that what can you prioritize so much in your organization before, you know, it's a step at a time, yeah. And what are your how do you prioritize your efforts in ensuring you achieve those goals?
Okay, kuna hizi zenye ni primary. Yeah, so primary, of course, ni the needs of these children. Yeah. That is what we focus on first. So we make sure when we have funds, we provide for the diapers, and at some point utapata mzazi mtoto aliandikiwa madawa hakuweza kununua. You facilitate that. And therapy is the main things kwa maisha ya hawa watoto. If at all you deny them medication, you deny them special diet and therapy, like you've just finished them. Hawezi ishi bila hizo. Yeah, their life will continue deteriorating, and italeta risks. Yeah, so I think that is our priority.
Yes. Yeah. And what challenges have you faced ever since you started running Other for Others Foundation?
Challenges are enormous, and the fact that there are so many out here and you cannot be able to reach them. Hawezi weza kufikia kila mtu because of limited funds and resources. And it feels really bad because utapata umefikia kiwango hiki, and huku kando kuna wengine wanakwambia mbona hukutufikia. Yani unataka sana, lakini the funds sometimes inaleta challenges. Yes, and the fact that wengi wametapaka to various regions, and you cannot wezi watenga because wako Nakuru. So I just tell them with time and God akipenda, we will expand to other regions. Yes.
And so so far, have you been able to partner with other organizations to help you grow your organization?
Not yet, not yet, but I believe in due time, and we are open to having partners, sponsors, and even well-wishers. Everyone is welcomed. Yeah.
And have you come up with strategies to educate people about CP?
Yes, so like vile umeniita, yeah, I do these media campaigns and all that, to sensitize the society about cerebral palsy, and also in my social media pages I do that, and in forums, kuna mahali naweza aliko hata forum, and I'll just speak about cerebral palsy. Yes.
And maybe can you share any specific initiatives or campaigns your foundation has launched, or you have plans for maybe events to fundraise or come up with diapers for kids?
Yeah, we've done diaper drives. Yes, we have done that a lot of times. Kuna wenye wame benefit na diapers and foodstuffs. And at the moment, next month, April 27th, we will have a diaper donation at PGH hapa Nakuru. We will visit moms who have children who are admitted in the NBU, because this is where we started. And I sat and I wished at that moment when my son got admitted at the NBU, I wish someone would have reached me, you know, just to encourage me. You know, at that moment, you don't know what to expect. You don't even know what is going on. And a higher percentage of those kids admitted at the NBU, they will suffer these disorders, these conditions. But doctors cannot tell you that. They are at a very high risk of suffering from these disorders. So I started and I said, I think this is a good cause. We can go and reach out to them at normal hours of visiting from 1 to 2. We take diapers, milk and fruits, because unaona hospital you cannot take much. So tuwaone, we encourage them, we talk to them, at least wakiona mtu mwenye alikuwa hapo kama hao vile wako sahi, they will get encouraged.
Maybe you can tell us the myths around cerebral palsy.
Ni mingi sana. Sijui uliangaliwa na macho mbaya ukiwa mjamzito. Hey, I've heard that a lot of times. And maybe it's a curse. Kuna mahali ulifanya makosa, ni kama ni laana, or maybe God is punishing you. There are a lot of myths around cerebral palsy. But what I would love to clarify is cerebral palsy, the causes of cerebral palsy is the brain is developing, inapata abnormalities, ama inaumia injury, inapata injury, and so that will affect the movement, it affect posture ya mtoto ama muscle tone.
So there are so many myths around, and I've seen them also on TikTok. And you see, there are very many kids out there on TikTok who are cerebral palsy champions. But sasa watu, I don't know how that retrogressive mentality tawatoka lini. People should understand that this person anaweza grow through the therapies. Anaweza grow na akue somebody mwenye anaweza, hata kama hataweza kuspeak fluently, ataongea. You know, that's something that people should wanafaa watoe kwa akili zao ati huyu mtu haizi fanya anything. These kids are actually geniuses.
Very true.
So I've read the stories of success stories of parents who have taken care of their kids with CP, and at an older age unapata huyu mtoto, because the mother was so proud of the baby. The baby is doing very well. They are also on TikTok. At unashanga how, you know, there's that mentality people have of huyu aliweza aje, but people should know that CP is just a condition that is manageable. Just as diabetes, you can manage CP. And maybe you can tell us, have you been able to incorporate the government in maybe ensuring that these parents watoto wenye wako na CP wamepata ile pesa yenye wanafaa kupata monthly?
Okay, I haven't been able to work with the government, or maybe our county government, but I'm looking forward to. But I know there are those stipends monthly zenye huwa zinaenda kwa watu walemavu, generally watu walemavu. Kuna zile tests mnafanyiwangu, assessments, yani to determine if unafaa kuko kipewa hizo pesa. So they are there, and I will love to tell parents with watoto wako na CP, if at all uko nje na hujawahi jiandikisha kwa vitu kama hizi, maybe even your child does not have a disability card, please visit the office of the disability hapa town and you'll get help. Make sure you have that disability card. It comes in handy, inasaidia sana. And register your child kupata hizo monthly allowances. Yeah, they will help even with medication and all that.
Maybe you can tell us mtu ataanza registration wapi, kuna wenye wako stranded. I know there are some people who are not aware. Unajua atunanga hiyo civic education most of the times, because these things unapata hata kama inaariwa to the public, unapata there are those people that don't get that particular information. Maybe are you aware of that process of how people go start the registration process ndio wanapata that disability card?
Yeah, how I did it, I went to offices za PC hapa town, and ukiingia tu kwa corridor on your left, utaona office ya disability. Unaenda tu huko. They will help you with everything. Yeah, but lazima mtoto atafanyiwa assessment, hiyo unatumwa PGH. Kuna kwa gata na hiyo assessment day. Unatumwa huko, daktari wana assess mtoto, wanaandika report. Hiyo report inaenda hadi Nairobi, inarudi nini, afu utaitiwa later. So hiyo report utapewa. I still have the report for other. Yeah, unapewa, and I think it expires after 5 years. So you can even use that medical report. Yeah, because unaweza itumia
tena una renew membership
kwa mambo zako. Hiyo report hizi vitu zinasaidia sana. Ni vile watu hawajui, they are not aware. Because utapata hata waivers, maybe you have a business na unalipaga license, you can get a waiver. Yes, for that.
I didn't know that one. So it's good that you parents, but it's true, you know, you're spending so much on medication, caregiving. Most of the times maybe you are on and off from work, so lazima and that's a good hapo tunapatia government tick, a very big tick. So maybe you can tell us, you know, this is Mama Adha, how have you been able to balance your mental health na creating awareness to CP, people, children, parents taking care of kids with CP and the society as well?
What I will say, there is no magic hapa. Hakuna magic. With mental health, I think first you have to allow yourself to deal with your emotions at the moment. Emotions zenye zinakuja saa hizo, please deal with them. Usizirudishe na huko nyuma tunazifunika. Zitakulipukia one day. So what I've learned in my journey is to deal with emotions. If at all saa hizo you feeling emotional, cry it out and you will have solved it. But ukijifanya strong and useme hapana, I won't break down, hiyo itakuja kukuumiza later. So deal with the emotions there and then, and weka Mungu mbele. Kuna safari zingine you cannot do it alone, and you cannot be helped by any other person. Ni wewe na God. So you just allow yourself to rely on God, and He will help you and carry you through. So long as mkono yako amekushika mkono, everything will be alright. You might feel lonely, you might feel maybe forsaken, maybe watu wengine hawaoni, but hapa ndo shida inakuanga na emotional suffering. A lot of people cannot see that you are suffering because it's internal. Unajua, I used to say wakati you are suffering on the outward, maybe umegonga, umepata kidonda, umevunjika mguu or something, people can see and they can sympathize with that. But emotional turmoil, I think no one can really know, even at what degree you are suffering, you see. So it's only you and God who knows. So ndo maana nasemanga this journey ni yako. Jua tu ni wewe uko hapo na Mungu wako. And if at all you are not even able to pray, those tears zenye you are crying, those are already prayers.
Enough prayers.
Yeah, those are enough prayers, and God knows even before we ask. Yeah, so just allow yourself to feel emotional, deal with the emotions at that particular moment vile zinakuja, and everything will be alright. And me creating awareness and relating to children with CP and their caregivers, inaletanga emotions, because it takes you back and you're like, I used to have a child like this one, nini. You're emotional at times, but I feel closer to him. And I remember there is a day, I don't know, something just came up to my mind, and I was like, when I'm with these kids, it's like I'm with him. Yani I'm able even to relate with him. I feel closer to him. Yeah, so long as CP is here, so long as we have CP children, I'll continue doing what I'm doing. Yeah.
In those hospitals, maybe you can tell us, wazazi wanapata hiyo mental support when they take their children for their clinics, Do the doctors have maybe a special way of addressing these issues, especially in the public hospitals?
I have not seen. If at all there is, I have not seen myself. For that period of time when I've been visiting the hospital and all that, I have not seen. And I always recommend this when atakuna those therapy sessions, they go weekly. And there are a lot of moms who take their children there. I would have wished if after therapy which around 1 to 2, at least at 30 minutes, yeah, for a counselor to talk to them, encourage them, because that parent utapata atokangi kwake, anatoka akikuja therapy ama clinic and they are back to their places. Hana mtu wa kuongea na yeye. So unapata emotions zinamsonga, mawazo inamsonga, that parent is not stable. And you see this child is depending on that parent. So if at all you are not stable mentally and emotionally, uje huyu mtoto ana rely na energy, the energy that you are giving. So you can imagine your energy is sadness because you are not happy yourself. You are not even happy or comfortable with the emotions that you have. So it's good to check on their mental state. And pia the public out there, the society, if at all you have such a parent around, reach out to them. Waongeleshe, hata si lazima umpeleke chochote. Just go have a conversation with them, show them love. Usiogope kushika mtoto wake. Yeah, there are people like us. There are people like us. Usiogope. And cerebral palsy aiambukizanangu. Yeah. So shika mtoto, cheza na yeye, just show love to these people. Yes.
And you know, it's something you said, it's something I remember the last time Mother was here, he was you know, what of that misconception people have, I see online, people should change that mentality. You should interact with these kids. That Kaboy was quite heavy. I remember Taskareza kumbeba. So those misconceptions people have about children with CP should actually change a lot. So we'll take our first commercial break in this particular dialogue. Back with more, so don't change the dial. Keep it Faraja TV and keep sending us your questions on our SMS line, that is 0703 339 959, and across all our social media platforms at Faraja TV Kenya and Faraja TV Media at Wangeshi Moko. Will be back after a very short commercial break.
Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha.
Kwa majina ni John Mragori, ninaokuletea program ya uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu, na programu yetu ya kujia mnamo siku ya kila Jumapili saa 1:30 katika runinga yetu ya Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha. Karibu sana, karibu pamoja, tushirikiane katika uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu. Karibuni na mbarikiwe sana. God bless you. God see you through.
In a world where health matters the most, I bring you a show that delves into the heart of the real challenges in healthcare. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we confront illnesses with knowledge and compassion. Join me, Mary M. Muturi, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of the week from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. only on Faraja TV as we shed light on different illnesses, featuring professional insights, personal stories, and the latest medical breakthroughs such as the endoscopy machine. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we are alive and aware of our health status, because being alive is more than just existing.
Yo, welcome guys to the biggest and most exciting show in the 254, where we bring you exciting topics, great music, your favorite artists, and good times.
Join us each and every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Faraja Mashup. It's your boy Big Man Kyuga.
And your boy Big Willie, aka the Big Kahuna.
Wow. what is lifestyle? To me, lifestyle is the people, it's entertainment, it's food, it's beauty, it's fashion, it's music, and it's arts. So how do you get to deal with these big topics that are affecting our society? Well, worry no more, because I, Sharon Gige, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m., I'll be bringing you amazing guests, and they'll be able to give us solutions on how to handle these big and disturbing topics at Faraja TV Kenya and all our social media platforms. Thank you.
Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha.
Welcome back to another segment of the Dawn Dialogue Show, and with me is Peris Wangari, the founder of Other for Others Foundation. And as you've heard, cerebral palsy is a condition that is manageable. Si ugonjwa, it's a condition, and just like any other condition that are manageable, like diabetes, for example, unaweza manage diabetes for your entire life na uishi healthily.
Yes.
Yeah, you know. So send us your feedback on our SMS line, that is 0703-339-9599, and across all our social media platforms at Faraja TV Kenya. And Paris, maybe you can tell us, you know, nasema CP is manageable. Maybe you can tell us the most promising treatments and therapies of CP.
Okay, this one, it differs from patient to patient, and the more you continue going to therapy, your therapist will advise you. Now, this is what we need to focus on, and all that. Yeah, it differs from a patient, but medication, those are the anticonvulsants and all that, and then that therapy and special diet, those are the keys. Yani, that is what you need to focus on as a parent. Yeah.
And sorry, I don't know what's with my sijini homa. Nataka kunipata. And how do you approach early intervention and therapy for children diagnosed with cerebral palsy?
Doctors advise that you start therapy immediately after the diagnosis. Yeah, the better, the earlier you intervene. Yeah. And
maybe so the earlier the better.
Yes.
So that's the long-term outcome of visiting those therapy sessions earlier.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Starting early therapy and consistency. That matters a lot. Consistency matters. Yeah.
And how has technology helped you as an individual and other parents be able to curb cerebral palsy? Sorry. Okay. What role does technology play in improving or the quality of life and independence of individuals living with cerebral palsy?
Okay, you get to learn more about CP because out here I don't think there's someone who can teach you.
Yeah.
Akwambie, this is how you should handle a CP kid, a cerebral palsy person. This is how you should bring them up. As a parent, this is what you're supposed to do. There is no one who can teach you that. You learn. Just as motherhood, when you give birth to a child, hakuna manual. Hata CP haina manual. You learn by yourself. Ukiendeleanga tu na safari, ukikosea ukirekebisha and all that. But for me, I can say technology really helped. Maybe I think I learned kila kitu ya CP through Google. I would Google a lot.
Dr. Google.
Yes, I will Google because they won't tell you anything. They will not. I remember after the diagnosis, the doctor only said, "Hi, Mama, your child has cerebral palsy and you should start therapy immediately." That's it. Hakuniambia cerebral palsy ni nini. So vile tu alitoka kwa kitanda yenye mtoto alikuwa amelazwa, nikaingia kwa simu yangu, nika Google. So hiyo nikijielimisha tu pole pole ndo I came to now learn, and through what I would see my son presents. So that is how I learned. Yeah.
Na hizi therapies unajua zingine zinakuwa a bit expensive. Can you Google hizo therapies, how to do them, na uzifanye at home?
Yes, because I think YouTube is the best teacher. You can learn anything on YouTube. Even therapy, you can learn on YouTube and see what they are doing and do it to your child. But especially when you are taking them to therapy, observe what the therapist is doing, because not every day you'll be able to take them. Maybe utapata you've been given like 2 sessions a week. So what about the rest of the days? So you'll just do it at home. Yeah.
There is the issue of speech. Maybe you can tell us how slowly by slowly that kids gains a speech. Unaona mtoto huyo wakati milestones zimedelay. So kuongea pia inakuwa difficult, but later on you find those kids wanaitana mama, baba, slowly by slowly. Maybe you can tell us how do you go about it, because that's a question that has popped up. Somebody is asking me, will eventually ataongea?
That is not guaranteed. Yeah, again it differs. You know, inategemea hiyo injury yenye mtoto alipata kwa brain ilimpata wapi. There are some even they are affected, they cannot even see, they cannot hear, they cannot talk. So I think as a parent you'll have first to know mtoto wako amekuwa affected aje, so that you know, is this child ever gonna talk? Is this child ever gonna walk? Yeah, so you have to understand that first. But as for speech, there are speech therapies and they are so expensive. They are so expensive. So what I used to do is engage my child. I used to engage him sana. If at all you have some toys, colorful things for him to play with, that jogs the mind. Yeah. Vile tu unaweza fanyia mtoto wa kawaida, unampatia vitu za kucheza, yani ile tu akwe attentive na akwe sharp. That is also what you do. And eka music. Unaona hizi music za watoto, eka kwa TV, eka cartoons, just engage that child as any other child. Utapata anaanza kuwa sharp. They might be slower. Yeah, that is given, but be patient. Yeah. Utapata hata maybe itafika time unaeka a certain cartoon ama a certain music hizi za watoto and he is happy, anaruka ruka, ana smile, maybe ukichange channel ama utoe analia. So that is how you will know it is working. Yes.
A form of communication.
Yes, just interact. Hata wewe as a parent ama as a family, interact with them. Wachezeshe. Even if mnaona ni kama haielewi chochote, mchezeshe. Wanaelewanga. Yeah.
You've mentioned that when the doctor broke this news that your son has CP, and you didn't know what CP is, how does that make you feel like as a woman? Unafaa uko na any plans to come up with maybe education programs to inform people about cerebral palsy in your organization?
Yes. I have been thinking about pregnant moms, reaching out to pregnant moms. Now shida ni vile ujivile unaweza wapata collectively. Yeah, but I think that is a good start, because you can be a candidate to be a CP mom or any other condition out here, because ukiwa mjamzito you cannot tell.
You never know.
Yeah, ukifanya scans will just see the child is okay, but you cannot tell if there is anything beyond that. And CP mostly inakujanga between pregnancy and birth. Yeah, hiyo period ya labor and giving birth, hapo ndo kila kitu huwa. So what I would love to say, as a pregnant woman, make sure you follow up on all your clinics. Yes, follow up on all your clinics, pata hizo jabs and all that. Yeah, make sure umefuatilia ile consistently. Alafu pia do your scans. Make sure unajua mtoto vile amekaa before uende ujifungue. Yeah, the child is okay, amegeuka vile anafaa kugeuka, maybe hajanyongwa na umbilical cord kwa shingo. Just make sure that child is okay ukienda kwa delivery room. And again, be your own advocate huko. Because I will tell you this, not all medics out here ni wazuri na not all ni wabaya. Ujui utaangukia mkono gani. So be your own advocate. Ukiona ni kama something is not going right, speak up. Speak up and ask for help. Because prolonged labor pia it's one of the causes ya CP. So mtoto anachoka, by the time anazalika amechoka, hata hapumui, hafanyi anything. So unaona ita result to this condition. So yeah, be your own speaker. Jiongee tu, usinyamaze ati because you don't know anything, maybe you are a first time mom, unaogopa. Hapana, just speak up. Yeah.
And maybe you can tell us there is the latest award you've received from AfriGlow Women. Yeah, maybe you can tell us briefly about that award and how that makes you feel. Being that I'm so sure Other for Others Foundation Haijakaa sana.
No, haijakaa. It's still a baby.
It's still a baby, and you won that particular award, and how it made you feel?
I was so happy. First of all, AfriGlow Women's Choice Awards, they tend to honor women, women who are impacting society positively, and especially in the humanitarian field. So that is what they do. They started in Nairobi, and the founder is known as Marcelina. And it's an amazing organization because I don't think nimekaa nikasikia mahali pengine kwenye watu wanakuwa honored because of what they are doing in the society. That was so thoughtful, and I'm thankful for that award. I know there were so many people who were selected, but a few of us got nominated and got awarded, and I'm grateful to God. Yani, having been placed with impactful women of Nakuru County. Some have done these things for so many years. It was an honor. I think I was the baby hapo. Mimi ndo mchanga hapo. Yani, I have been in this humanitarian field for a short period of time. Yeah, it was really an honor. Yeah, and I'm grateful. Yes.
You know, I saw the speech that you aired that particular day, and it was really impressive.
Thank you.
You know, this I was so happy. Though I got the invitation a bit late. I don't know why you didn't tell me.
Wacha tuseme, there's always a next time. Many more are coming.
So I saw that invitation a bit late. And nilikuwa like, you know, I was told mama ana launch kitu, nikamuza ana launch nini. I was like, ana launch nini na sijaambiwa, sijaona hata akipost on her page. Ati wewe jua ana launch kesho. So I never thought, actually sikujua ni the awards zilikuwa zina take place that particular day, because the person that read that information alisema mama Adha ana launch.
Oh, okay.
I think tutasquare that beef na huyo mtu baadaye.
That person, I think that person never got the information quite well. Yes.
Yeah. So moving forward, what future plans do you have for Others Foundation?
Just spread love. Yeah, spread love and compassion. Yeah, that is my goal.
And advice to those parents taking care of children with CP, the caregivers, people living in an environment where there is that CP child. Na pia the people without CP children, but unajua you can be a helping hand to that parent mwenye akona mtoto akona CP.
True.
What advice to them?
Nitasema hivi, let them be driven by love. Love conquers everything. And God, Yesu akirudi mbinguni alituachia love. That is what we were left with. So mtu yote mwenye hana love kwa hati yake, I don't think that person is human. Yes, love is everything. So show love. Hata si lazima ikuwe mtu akona CP ama ikuwe caregiver. Just anyone out here. Just show love. Be driven by love in everything that you do. Yeah. So, and love these people and show up for them. Unajua watu wengi wanaonanga maybe showing up for these challenged people inataka resources. And at times that's not even the case. Yes, they need resources, but you just being
showing
there.
Up.
Yeah, kuonyeshana tu uko hapo, you are with them in whatever they are going through. You check up on them severally. I think that is all. Yeah, that is all that they need. They will feel valued, and practicing that, stigma itapungua. Yeah, and we'll also practice inclusion. But maybe like that event we are talking about, that award. There were some CP moms who came, and them being there, inaonyesha you are practicing inclusion, and you are not sidelining them. Hata wakatazi maybe mtu akuje na mtoto wake. And this is what I say. Kama we ni caregiver ama CP mom, ukiitwa mahali usijaribu kuacha mtoto. Enda na yeye. Mbebe kama kitambulisho. Mbebe kama ID yako bluwezi acha. Carry that child. Be proud of them and show them off. Yeah, that way hata wewe utabadilisha narrative ya society because it begins with us. Ukionyesha hapo unajihurumia, hupendi mtoto wako, sijui nini, all the time you are talking about the condition in a negative way, embrace who they are. That is what God wanted, and that is how he gave you that child. So embrace it. And in challenges, vile huwa tuna face challenges, zinakujaga kutufunza. Just know, nini hii kitu inafanyika, inataka kunifunza nini? What am I supposed to learn at this particular situation? So if ungekuwa driven na hiyo, I don't think kuna siku utawahi kwa chini na anyone. Yes, so embrace them, wapende, toka nao, tembea nao. Wewe mwenyewe utakuwa na help society kumaliza stigma. Yes.
So maybe you can invite us to the diaper drive you have on April 27th.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. April 27th. So alafu tuambie, maybe give a special shout out to your support system, appreciate them. The floor is yours. Shine kushine.
Okay, first of all, I would really love to thank my family, my mom, my aunties, my church, everyone, my friends. I have amazing friends, including you. Thank you for being with me in this journey. Najua tulianza kitambo. Yeah, tulianza kitambo, and you've been with me. You have encouraged me. You came through when my son passed away, and you are amazing people. I love you all. Maybe wengine hatujaipatana since your period, but just know wherever you are, I love you all so much, and I'm grateful to God for you. And I pray that his blessings locate you. The way you came through for me and the way you come through for this foundation, may God show up for you in every time that you are in need. And I would also like to shout out to Panasha Tours and Travel. He's my support system. He makes the posters and all that. He does an amazing job. That is his contribution toward the foundation. Yeah, and Apex Sports Hub, yeah, but they are not around. They are in Nairobi. They're also amazing people. And Actex. Yeah, they are here in town, Nakuru. They're also amazing people. I really love to thank them from the bottom of my heart. These are the people who have been with me since the beginning. Yeah, and I'm grateful to them. And for my group, my supporters, wako wengi sana. Wako wengi, siwezi kutaja kila mtu. Mungu awabariki sana. Na tuendelee to show up for people who are in dire need. And God will always bless us. Yeah, hakuna siku utawahi kuwa maskini juu ya kupeana. You'll never hautawahi kuwa maskini juu ya kupeana. And kusaidia mtu mwenye anahitaji msaada huo wakati, you are lending to God. So jua itarudi, na itarudi vile ilikuwa, itarudi zaidi na zaidi. Yeah, so I have an event next month, 27th of April. Tutaenda pale PGH, Mother Baby Wing. We will go to support mothers who have children in the NBU. Those are newborns when wamezaliwa, but for one reason or another, they are not discharged when are admitted in BU. So we'll go to support them. Yeah, as I said, that is where we started. Tulika huko. Yeah, we know how it is, and we wished there was someone who would have reached us, atuongeleshe, atu encourage, atuambie vile jani iko, after hapo, what next, because mtu hajuangi. So that is what we'll do on that day. And I welcome everyone who will be available on that day, and anyone, anywhere who feels like they should support this cause. I welcome them all. I welcome partners, I welcome well-wishers, I welcome sponsors. Yes, may God bless you.
Napatie till. Siogope, shine. I told you to shine.
Okay, let me give out my number. 0700068417. 0700068417. They can reach out to me through that number. Hata caregivers, hata mzazi yako na mtu wako na CP, maybe anafeel anataka kuongelesha mtu mwenye atamuelewa, mwenye ashakuwa mahali yako. Yeah, reach out to me and we will talk. Yes.
I want to give a special shout out to one person. Okay. Who has been so very supportive. Yeah. Sauti ya Sherehe.
Yeah.
PM.
Yes, he's a very good friend.
Yeah, so
Sauti
PM.
ya Sherehe, yeah.
PM, thank you so much for being this girls PA.
Yes.
For so long
Yes,
I see you.
yes.
Naona yeye ndio anabeba gunia town.
Kabisa.
Ukifanya shopping anabeba hizo gunia.
He's an amazing person. Yeah. I bless the day I met him because he's always alert and standby. Mama unatakaje? I'm coming. I'm coming. Yani he's always there.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful for him. Yeah.
The other person ni Tabe.
Yes. Tabe wa Ujipawa.
Tabe, those two. Nikipata na nyinyi either mko in the company of PM and Tabe ama one of you is either missing na hakuangi mbali yako tu somewhere. So
kwa Ujipawa, that is where we do our meeting. So if you want mwenye ako Nakuru town and you want some Ujipawa, Tabe.
Yeah,
yes.
So those three humans, nimewaona, they've been so supportive to this particular young woman. So thank you so much to everybody that tuned in. I can read a few comments here on Facebook. Karaoke Peter says nimekuja, and I don't know why my Facebook keep hiding these comments, but I'll read a few. There's Margaret Wamboi from your groups. She says congratulations, keep shining dear. And there's Panasha Tours and Travel, we're behind you girl. And Elizabeth Moreithi said blessings girl. And so thank you so much to everybody who tuned in to this particular show. Hasa saa hii weekend ilianza jana. Watu walikimbia WRC, wengine wako Easter holiday, lakini unaona kwa gazeti ya leo wanasema watu washerehekee Easter holiday. Kwani nyinyi watu mmekuwa nini? Mnakuwa waongo. Hamtuambii njia zenu. Wamekataa kutuonyesha njia zao. So watu wako WRC, wengine wamebaki for Easter holiday, for Catholics wako nje ya msalaba. It's a busy weekend na itaisha Monday.
It's a long one.
Sijui kutakuwa aje. But ni kama ile proposal ya Senator Karunga Thang'u akisema kama holiday ni ya Monday, watu wa extendwe mpaka kiisha. I think it's going to work for Kenyans best this week. Confusion yenye itakuwa next week. Haitaeleweka. So thank you so much guys for everybody that tuned into this particular show. Enjoy your weekend. We have so many programs lined up for you. Kesho msikose kuwatch Faraja Mashup, Wahome, and Ian will be hosting that particular show. It's a fun-filled show for the youth and everybody who enjoys entertainment kwa hizi Abanton na nini zote. So stay tuned. We've got so much programs lined up for you. Keep it Faraja TV and enjoy the rest of your viewing and your weekend. Tuonane Monday. God bless you. See you then.
Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha.
Kwa majina ni John Mragori, ninaokuletea program ya uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu, na programu yetu ya kujia mnamo siku ya kila Jumapili saa 1:30 katika runinga yetu ya Faraja TV, chemichemi ya furaha. Karibu sana, karibu pamoja, tushirikiane katika uzima wa kiroho na nidhamu. Karibuni na mbarikiwe sana. God bless you. God see you through.
In a world where health matters the most, I bring you a show that delves into the heart of the real challenges in healthcare. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we confront illnesses with knowledge and compassion. Join me, Mary M. Muturi, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of the week from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. only on Faraja TV as we shed light on different illnesses, featuring professional insights, personal stories, and the latest medical breakthroughs such as the endoscopy machine. This is the Alive and Aware show, where we are alive and aware of our health status, because being alive is more than just existing.
Yo, welcome guys to the biggest and most exciting show in the 254, where we bring you exciting topics, great music, your favorite artists, and good times.
Join us each and every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Faraja Mashup. It's your boy Big Man Kyuga.
And your boy Big Willie, aka the Big Kahuna.
Well, what is lifestyle? To me, lifestyle is the people, it's entertainment, it's food, it's beauty, it's fashion, it's music, and it's art. So how do you get to deal with these big topics that are affecting our society? Well, worry no more, because I, Sharon